For the first time in a long time, the Chicago Cubs drop a series. Unfortunately, it came to one of the teams that they could end up facing should they make it to the postseason. We got to cover it all, and especially the fact that Craig Counsell might have to make some changes to one specific detail in the Chicago Cubs batting order. I want to know your thoughts on this one. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Jones back again with another episode of the Chicago Cubs Central. Appreciate each and every last one of you that have tuned in, are tuning in, or will tune into this episode. Appreciate you all. Please, if you enjoy the Chicago Cubs Central content that we put out, please go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are steadily trying to grow back our following. We had a huge following in the past, and we lost it because of some unfortunate events, but that's neither here nor there. Chicago Cubs fall to 22-16 on the season, still with the stranglehold over the first place in the Central Division. But some teams starting to get hot, including those St. Louis Cardinals. However, the Chicago Cubs look to go into New York City to face the Mets, the New York Metropolitans, over the weekend. But before we preview that, which we'll probably do on tomorrow's episode, we have to talk about the former team that played in New York, the Giants, that moved to San Francisco, that the Chicago Cubs took on in a 3-game set. So, the Chicago Cubs walked into this game after blowing last night's game. After blowing the game from 2 days ago, where they literally had a chance to walk it off twice. Like I said, so the Chicago Cubs came into yesterday's game. It was a midday affair, 1:20 start time on a Wednesday, a getaway game, an opportunity for the Chicago Cubs just to, like I said, just keep on etching away, getting that win total up, keeping that stranglehold on the division. But it was going to be trying. Robbie Ray has not lost a single game yet this season. He improved to 5-0 as a starter for the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco Giants moved to 8-0 in games that Robbie Ray pitches. So again, like I said, this was going to be a tough game, and the game became even tougher with the elements. The Chicago Cubs and the San Francisco Giants both struggled in this game. In fact, the only run the Chicago Cubs got was because of the elements playing a part in knocking down a ball over in left field that probably would have been caught on any normal day, but knocked that ball down because the wind was blowing in off Lake Michigan, and man, did it have an effect on this game. Like I said, the Chicago Cubs did go ahead and lose this game 3-1 to the San Francisco Giants. Robbie Ray pitched an effective 6 innings. Ben Brown got 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. But again, like I said, guys, it's hard to imagine Ben Brown just being a starter without him adding another pitch to his repertoire. It's just hard to imagine him being successful as a starter. I mean, for right now, he's what we got. But Ben Brown is better suited to come out of the bullpen if he's going to have a 2-pitch mix, especially considering there are days where that 2-pitch mix just is not working for him at all. Like he needs to add a third pitch. Craig Counsell has already been on record saying that they will not force Ben Brown to add a third pitch. It needs to come organically. It needs to happen when like I said, on his own. So they're letting Ben Brown choose his own destiny, his own fate. I believe Ben Brown's fate is to be a bullpen key person out of the bullpen. I mean, I just think that Ben Brown has all the tools. That 2-pitch mix coming out when it's on, it's nasty. He can literally hold up a game from inning 6, 7, 8, and maybe even as a closer one day with the 9 spot. But as a starter, it's very hard to go two times. I mean, I don't even know if Ben Brown has seen 3 times through an order yet, this season with just 2 pitches. It's just tough to do, even when it's on, even when his fastball is hitting 96, 97, even when that curveball is fooling guys left and right. It's just tough. So yeah, like I said, he got nine strikeouts, which was great. But however, um, Cubs needed more. And the offense just went completely blank. This game felt like something out of 2024, where not only the elements ailed the Chicago Cubs, but at the same time, the Chicago Cubs ailed the Chicago Cubs. They did nothing to help themselves. Seiya Suzuki started in right field. Kyle Tucker was just DH today. And I really believe, honestly, the first run that the Giants got, I felt like while Seiya played that on a bounce, I felt like Kyle Tucker might have dived and went for that one. But I think Seiya tried to play it safe, keep the ball in front of him. And just like I said, and would rather give up that one run than to give up that one run and extra bases. I just don't see the reason to put Seiya Suzuki out there in right field. I just don't. I know, shoot me for it. I apologize. I'm sorry. But when you got somebody that is a Gold Glove candidate like Kyle Tucker, I mean, you your margin for error right now is not the best because your offense has been struggling in this series against the Giants. And on top of that, like I said, you just find yourself in these situations where plays that Seiya can't make that Kyle can. And while on the topic of Seiya Suzuki, the question of the day that I have for you guys, my thought process behind this: is it time to move Seiya Suzuki out of that third spot in the batting order? Is it time to move him down lower to maybe the 6, 7 spot in the batting order? I feel as though too many times, hear my reasoning behind this, guys. I want you to answer below. Please comment, answer below. I feel too many times that Seiya Suzuki finds himself in situations where we need him to drive in runs, such as the game yesterday. 2 men on, third and second. We need Seiya Suzuki to drive in those runs. Seiya Suzuki strikes out. It's too many big moments over Seiya Suzuki's career where he just comes up small. Now, granted, if there's nothing on the line and it's just a regular, well, there's always something on the line. But if it's like it's not a big moment and whatnot, Seiya Suzuki will hit a home run. Cool, Like I said, if the other team is up by 2 or 3 and he hits a home run, brings us within 1, great. Or if he's padding on the lead, he'll hit a home run there. But these pressure spots, that third spot in the order is a pressure spot. And guys, I have no faith in Seiya Suzuki in a pressure spot. I think he is struggling to figure out what the strike zone is in the Major League Baseball, which is weird to say in season number 3 or 4 for him. But he's struggling to figure out what the strike zone is and what they're calling balls and strikes. And I think that causes him to struggle to get hits. It causes him to struggle to figure out what pitches he needs to be trying to fight off and what pitches that he needs to be swinging at. And I honestly think Seiya Suzuki needs to go to the bottom of the batting order. I think he needs to be pushed back. If it were up to me, I would go Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Carson Kelly, Michael Busch, then Nico Horner, then Seiya Suzuki. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Michael Busch, Pete Crow Armstrong, Carson Kelly, Seiya Suzuki, Dansby Swanson, John Birdie. I think him being able to see what the ump is calling a little bit longer, get a better feel for how the game is being called and where the strike zone is. I think that will work dividends for him. I think him and Dansby Swanson need to be closer to the bottom of the batting rotation. I do not think that they need to, be. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him in those big moments, which is crazy to say because I trust Michael Busch and Pete Crow Armstrong more than I trust him. And Picker Armstrong literally was one of the reasons that cost us the game on Tuesday. But at the same time, I still trust him more than I trust Seiya Suzuki. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is it time to move Seiya Suzuki lower in the batting order? Does he need to go lower in the batting order, take some pressure off of him? He's not in these high leverage spots because you know Ian Happ is going to get on. You know Kyle Tucker is going to get on. Those guys are going to come through for you. But it's just too many games this season alone. Now, I'm not just talking about 2024 and 2023. This season alone, too many games where I've seen Seiya Suzuki walk up and strike out. And it's just too often in the big moments that Seiya Suzuki finds himself shrinking in those big moments when the Chicago Cubs really need him. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, that's all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you that have tuned into this episode. Please leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498, or you can write me an email at cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com. Appreciate each and every last one of you. And until next time, go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.